Quick briefing before we start. You need to know 3 things about Fidel Castro. He loves Cuba, he loves communism, and he loves dairy.
First off, assassination. The CIA didn't like Castro very much, so much in fact that they actually tried to assassinate him over 600 times. One such time was when the CIA attempted to poison his milkshake, which ultimately ended up in failure when the pill used was stored in an ice cream freezer and fell apart when they tried to take it out. Alright, next up we have Capelia. So, Castro told his Canadian ambassador to ship him one of each flavor of Howard Johnson's ice cream. When Castro ate it, he decided that Cuba needed to produce its own ice cream for the revolution. He went on to hire Cecilia Sanchez, his private secretary and certified bestie, in charge of creating an ice cream parlor that would put Howard Johnson to shame. The result of this was Capelia, a 2-story modern wonder of dairy consumption named after the famous ballet. This stretched 2 city blocks. It was in huge contrast to the rundown surroundings, and it boasted a whopping 28 flavors.
That's more than 27. Fighting the French. Castro was a man of the cheeses. He prided himself on Cuba's cheese industry, and he strived to create a better camembert cheese, a cheese that France was famous for. So when French diplomat André Voisin visited Cuba, it was Castro's main goal to flex his crazy cheese power. The interaction was basically, "Hello, try my cheese."
Hey, that's aight, dude. Good for you.
Just aight? Come on, man. Try again. I think you'll find you like it even more than the French version.
Nuh-uh, not in a million trillion years, bro.
Man, screw you. This is stupid.
You have your Cuban cigars, and French has its cheese. Cope, seethe, ratio. Alright, next up we've got the mini cows. So at this point, Castro was going dairy crazy, even more so than usual. He wanted to be the Dairy Queen. So he called in his team of scientists and pitched the idea for dog-sized cows. The team of scientists was like, "Castro, you good? Like, dude, your family's worried about you." And Castro said,
No, dude. It makes sense. You just gotta grow grass and lights so that the cow can eat the grass.
and the entire science team was like, "Our country is doomed."
Ubre Blanca. Castro wanted dairy cows, but he was very limited by the climate. Cuba, I don't know if you know this, is very hot, and they have 2 kind of cows that are well suited for the heat, called Creoles
Creole.
and Cebus. But they're not very good at producing milk. So what Castro did is he shipped a bunch of Holsteins, which is the black and white dairy cow we all know and love, from Canada. And the problem with that is Canada's cold. So the cows would not produce any milk because the heat was stressing them out. Now, to combat this, do you think Castro A, cut open the cows because everyone knows that milk is stored inside, B, made a cow salon where cows were professionally massaged, C, killed them all and used them for the meat, or D, made the world's largest fridge and put them all inside? I'll wait. If you guess D, then you have something seriously wrong with you. But so does Fidel Castro, and so that's what he did. He made a massive air-conditioned complex that he crammed all of the cows into, and it helped a little bit, but not enough for Castro. No, he needed more. So, what he did was he made a mass breeding program where he bred the Holsteins and the Cebus, and it failed 99% of the time, except for one case, Ubre Blanca, which means white udder. This was Fidel Castro's favorite cow. She had a world record of producing 110 liters of milk in one day. That's roughly 29 gallons. And when Ubre Blanca died, she got a full obituary and a marble statue commissioned by Castro in her honor in her hometown. She was stuffed and put on permanent display, and scientists took tissue samples of her so that she could be cloned later. She was also on the stamp. She was a certified baller. Thank you for watching. This has been Gage, Grace, and Courtney DiPersia. Stay tuned for our bibliography.